It's really spooky too that it's so transparently evolving around money and power. It's not like there's no real protection, especially when you look at what happened during the COVID crisis. If you could just like look at it now and go over it and say, what were you trying to do really? It seems like what you're trying to do is make as much money as possible for the pharmaceutical companies. That seems like what you were doing. Like this whole idea of vaccine hesitancy, once enough data was out there, particularly when you're talking about vaccinating people that had already had COVID, like that's preposterous. It doesn't even make sense. It doesn't make sense medically. It doesn't jive with the studies. Like all this is very strange. And this idea that you're stopping vaccine hesitancy, like because of real data, like what that term is so creepy. Because what you're saying is side effects. You're talking about not telling people about the dangers of something, which has always been something that we considered with every drug. Right. And you're hiding it.
Absolutely. And also not only that, but like this is not the same as measles or mumps. This is very different than that. And you don't get herd immunity with the COVID vaccine. And so like, I mean, you have to remember that like what's crazy about it too is you go from this, well, we're going to have a vaccine and then we're not going to get it.
Right.
To, and then we're not going to spread it, to, okay, well, you might still get it, but it won't be as bad, but you won't spread it. And then you're not going to get, you might get it, but it won't be as bad, but you might still spread it. So then it's kind of like, well, then why mandating this? Like, why not just let it be personal choice?
Did you see the video that was released recently of Fauci in the hood?
Yes.
It's amazing.
With those black residents?
It's amazing.
Yeah.
The one guy's like, something else is going on.
Yeah.
You know, and Fauci's explaining, if you get it, you barely notice it, which is just a fucking lie.
Right.
People have died that have been vaccinated.
Yeah.
They've died from COVID. You're a fucking liar.
Yeah.
And also, they never tested it to stop immunity or to stop transmission.
Yeah.
They just knew that it was giving some sort of antibody protection.
I think some of it is, I think definitely money, of course, it's playing a role and it's foundational, but it's also just this moralizing. It's the sense of wanting to take care of people. It's a lot of stuff that we talked about on homelessness. Mm-hmm. It's this, to victims, everything should be given and nothing required. Although in this case, of course, the requirement is that they take the vaccine. But it's a sense, it's paternalism.
It's also attached to the ideology. It's attached to this left-wing ideology.
Yeah.
And the right-wing people are like, you're not going to get me with that jab. And the left-wing people are like, I'm not boosted enough. Let's keep going. It's very strange to watch people put these blind trust in pharmaceutical companies and demonize people who don't step in with it.